All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. Hello, we're getting ready to get started on Food Talk TV. So again, it's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Hi, I'm Maggie, your substitute teacher. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. You all know on Fridays I have the exclusive stream on TikTok, so we're getting ready to start over there. It is 5 o'clock. Let me get my struggle apron on. But I like to come on with you all first and let you all know I'm not ignoring you, not ignoring your comments. You get to see behind the scenes while I put my painter's apron on. It's like a heavier material. It's a little masculine for me. However, I'm grateful. So we're going to be making a spicy pork adobo. You all will hear all about it, and of course you'll be able to see. But let me just get myself together, and I'll stay on afterwards with you all as well. Okay? So it's 5 o'clock. Let's go ahead and go live on Food Talk TV. Moderators, help me out in case anybody feels like they're being ignored. All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content, and on Fridays, I stream for you all live on TikTok. So we are making a spicy pork adobo. This is a Filipino recipe. Have I ever made it before? No. Has that ever stopped me? No. Let's go ahead and turn this around so you all can see everything, because it's going to be important. I like to hold up ingredients. So come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. Food Talk TV is a collection of cooking creators on TikTok, and every day of the week there's live cooking content. So welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Let me show you all the video that we're making today. I met Droolius. This is his recipe at an event yesterday, and I'm really excited because I had some pork belly and I didn't know what to do with it. So, let's see. Let me show you all what we're making. Come on in, share, tap, all of that. Excuse the dishwasher. This is really me at home. So let's see what we're making today, and I'll show you my substitutes. All right, I don't know if there's any sound on here, but this is the goal. All right, and we have the recipe already up. All right, so let's see what we're making today. We are gonna cut up some pork belly. I've never cooked with pork belly before. And we're also gonna cut up some pork loin, which is like a pork chop. We're going to sear that in a skillet until it's brown. Then we're going to add some garlic. So I need to get chopping on some garlic. And then we're going to add the pork loin. So we've got pork belly, pork loin, and garlic, salt and pepper to season it. Then we're going to add some soy sauce, some cane vinegar, and some water, I believe, and bay leaf. I've never cooked with cane vinegar before. Then we're going to add some coconut milk and some diced chilies for heat. And that is the adobo that we're making in here. It is served with rice. I will show you all my substitute. All right, so let me get my struggle fan on, and we are going to clean off the counters and wash our hands so we can get started. So I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. All right, so everybody come on in. Let's wipe off the counter. Thank you for being here, and make sure you tune into Grub Match on Food Talk TV. Grub Match is a competition where the spectators get to take on the chefs on Food Talk TV. I believe last week's ingredient was, I've forgotten it, but I think cinnamon is coming up. Maybe it's coconut. I know Mustard Queen is in here and you'll keep me honest. But let's go ahead and get started because this pork belly is supposed to cook for about an hour. Julia said maybe not that much. All right. All right. Everybody. All right, so I'm going to leave this here so you all can see what we're making, or let me know if you all can see it here. All right. And let me turn my struggle fan on. And we're going to get the cooktop out, and we're going to sear, but we're going to start with pork belly. I do have the recipe here. So we need a pound of pork belly cut into slices. So this is what I have. This is from the Asian grocery store. I don't know if there's a bone in here or not, but we're going to open this up and slice it. So let's see what we have going on in here. Welcome to Food Talk TV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Today we are making a Filipino spicy adobo pork. All right, pork belly. All right, so let's get our cutting board. All right, so when I'm cutting meat, I like to use a different cutting board, one that can actually go in the dishwasher. We'll save the acacia wood one for our vegetables. All right. So for those of you all that have used pork belly before, let me know. I've eaten it in a recipe, but I've never cooked with it. Thank you all for the taps. Happy Friday. Gay, I can't see the comments, y'all. It's too small on TikTok. But happy Friday. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay, wonderful. So this is boneless. So all we have to do is cut it. Excellent. All right, so we have, the recipe calls for 1 pound, and this was a slightly more than a pound. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of it. Then we're gonna sear this in the skillet, all right? So pork belly is a common ingredient in a lot of Asian cuisine. I've seen it in ramen bowls. I've seen it all over the place. So it says in 1 to 2 inch slices. So I'm just going to do little chunks like that, and then we've got that fat cap on the back. We're going to sear that. So again, this recipe is courtesy of Droolius. He's also on TikTok, and I met him at an event yesterday, and I said, you know what? He was telling me about his pork belly recipe, and that is one thing that I've never cooked with. So we are going to challenge ourselves today. Come on in. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Welcome to FoodTokTV. Make sure you're tapping the screen, liking and sharing. Thank you all so much for all of the follows. Make sure you're following FoodTokTV. There's live cooking content every day with different creators. And I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and I'm with you all on Foodie Friday. All right, so we've got one done. We're going to do one more. Again, we're making a Filipino spicy pork adobo. So we have our pork belly here, and I'm just cutting it. It says 1 to 2 inch. So I would say like little cubes. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to get the skillet out, and we're going to sear it. Now the recipe says you can do it in a wok. I do have a wok, but it's a struggle wok, and I'm kind of embarrassed to get it out. It might even be rusted, y'all. Maybe if I get to collab with Julius in person, he can help me out. But I bought it for a recipe and only used it 1, maybe 2 times. All right, so we're cutting up our pork belly. We are making a spicy pork adobo. This is a Filipino dish from Droolius. He is also a cook, and he has a channel called Droolius. So I am using his recipe. All right, so we have slightly more than a pound of pork belly. So I'm gonna clean my hands, and we're gonna swap this out with the cooktop, and we're gonna go ahead and let this start to sear. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Yes, thank you for tapping and sharing. And don't forget about Grub Match. It's a competition. If you think you can beat your favorite FoodTokTV cooker, then there is a secret ingredient or a special ingredient, and the challenge will be live for you all to show what you can do. And I believe cinnamon is coming up next. All right, so we're just gonna move this out of the way for just a moment. Let me move this here. Okay, perfect. And let's get our cooktop. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to FoodTokTV. I'm going to try and arrange this so you all can see. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie, and today we are making a spicy pork adobo, a Filipino recipe, and I will show you all my substitutes. All right, so you can see there. Thank you all so much for being here. All right. So I just have a backup skillet here. This is like a copper nonstick skillet. So hopefully it works. Thank you all for the hearts. Thank you for tapping and sharing. Again, the recipe says heat a large skillet or wok on medium-high heat. So let's go ahead and turn this on to medium. We have our pork belly here that we have cut up into 1 to 2 inch pieces. And we're going to put them down in the pan, fat side down. It's just like cooking your fried chicken with the skin side down. The grease or the fat is going to render out. That way we don't need to put any oil or anything extra in the pan. All right. Thank you all so much. Yes, I do wear pearls every day for you all, but I am not part of your sorority. But shout out to the Divine Nine. Very happy to have you all here. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo. So you all can see what we are making here. This is the recipe, and Taylor's already got it up on the website. So we are going to sear our pork belly, and then I also need to cut up some pork loin and some garlic. So we got quite a few chopping to do. We're gonna let that simmer and kind of cook down, and we'll see. While we have a break in time, maybe we'll find some other things to do. We could talk more about Grub Match. All right, so this is the goal. That's what I'm trying to make. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Okay, so I think our skillet is warm enough. I have our pork belly, and you can see, let me get this little restriction off. All right, so we have our pork belly, and you can see it's a nice little like stewed meat chunks, and we're gonna put the fat side down into the skillet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of it. This might be more than we need, but let's try, why not? A little extra meat, that one's kind of lean. I'm looking for the ones with the fat cap. It's great in soups, great in stir fries. And for a nice browning sear, when we put it down, we don't want to move it like that. Smells good. And this is just the pork belly. We're going to cook it, let a little bit of that fat come off. I know we don't want to crowd the pan. We'll put one here. I think I'll leave it there because I'm just worried too much, or we could put some extra in there. So we're gonna let this do its thing. It says fat side down, stir fry until the pork belly turns light golden brown. So I'm gonna let it do its thing right here. I'm gonna move it back a little bit, and I'm going to get the pork loin out, which is just pork chops, because we have pork belly and pork loin. All right, so I'm just gonna put these out of the way. Maybe we'll save them for something. What else would you all use the extra pork belly for? I'll wrap that up and put it away. Okay, so while that's doing its thing, I've got it on a medium. Come on in, welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We are making a spicy pork belly adobo. This is a Filipino dish. So we have a pound of pork belly, a little bit more in here browning, and now we need a pound of pork loin cut into 2-inch pieces. So let's go ahead and start chopping up the pork loin. Then we'll check this for color. All right. So what I have, this is more than I need. This is just from Kroger. So this is 10 pork chops, boneless pork chops. Thank you all for tapping and sharing. Actually, I see some color already. I think we're going to get in here. So this is 2 pounds, so I need half. I'm going to do 1/2 of these strips. So before we start doing that, I'm going to turn the temperature down. My mom taught me to cook with all of my senses, and I can look and see. You probably can't see, but if you look at the edges, I can see they're starting to brown. So I'm just going to turn them over, turn one over. Let's see what the color looks like so it doesn't get too dark. All right, so I started over here in the corner. And if it releases well, to me, it's got a nice little sear on it. I think on the end, we can go a little bit longer. But you all can see here that nice pork fat is coming off. Let's check the one in the middle since this is a square pan. Okay, we got a nice little crustation going on. So I'm just gonna turn it on its side. I don't wanna pull too much. If it doesn't come up easy, to me, that means it's not ready yet. That's one of my low budget ways for testing the sear. If it comes up clean, it's got a nice crust. All right, thank you all for tapping and sharing. Welcome to FoodTokTV. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo, a Filipino dish. Shout out to Droolius. Thank you, this is your recipe. All right, so I've turned it down a little bit. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I wanna try and get all 4 sides brown because we wanna cook this thoroughly, all right? Just like chicken, you wanna make sure your pork is cooked through. We're gonna stew it, but we wanna get that nice little crispy crust going on. I'm trying to keep them intact because that fat cap is where the flavor is. So I usually don't eat pork, but I wanted to try this recipe, and I was messaging with Droolius earlier. You can also do this recipe with chicken. So you can absolutely. So I'm just turning them over, and then we're gonna let them rest, and we're gonna cut up the pork chops. All right, so again, that's a great test when you're searing something. Wow, the ones in the middle are going fast, so I'm probably gonna stay here, and you all can see, especially with the pork, you wanna get all of that pink off, all right? So since these are in cubes, just kind of laying them down. So welcome to FoodTokTV. Thank you for tapping and sharing. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Today we are making a Filipino dish, spicy pork adobo. This is pork belly, about a pound of pork belly in the pan, and we're just browning it. So come on in. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you're subscribed to FoodTokTV. Every day there is new cooking content with different cooking creators. A different day of the week, something new for you. All right, this is coming along nicely. I should have been cutting our pork loin. Make sure you all are tuned in, and go ahead and sign up for Grub Match if you think you've got the skills to beat your favorite FoodTokTV chef. You can show what you've got and go in a head-to-head competition with them. And I believe the secret ingredient coming up is cinnamon. Or was it cinnamon? Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for the shares. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. Thank you for tapping. All right, so I'm just getting this to where all of the pink is kind of out. Then I'm going to turn it down and just kind of let it rest while I cut up the pork loin, which is pork chop. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's turn over. All right, so let me show you all what we have. So just keeping an eye on it. All right, so we have our pork belly. This is pork belly here. So we have that fat on there. I'm just going to move this. I turn it down a little bit. Now we need pork chops. So a pound of pork loin. I don't know, how many people is this feeding? But that's okay. We will do the full recipe. So a pound of pork chops and a pound of pork belly. Okay, some of y'all are team wash, some of y'all are team don't wash. Let's just go ahead. All right, and I'll turn this over. And remember, your cutting board has two sides. One is the wet side, one is the dry side. So we are going to cut up a pound of pork loin. So we've got the pork belly going, and we'll just do some strips. So these are boneless pork loin, or you could call them pork chops. Probably whatever size works for you. So I'm just doing some strips so we can get them in the pan and let it cook. So again, what we've done so far, we're making a spicy pork adobo, a Filipino dish. We browned the pork belly because it's got that fat cap on it, and we want to get that nice and crusty. Then we're going to add the pork loin, all right? And again, this could be chicken if that's what you want. All right, so now, let's see what we have so far, so you all can see what we're making. All right, so heat a large skillet or wok over medium-high heat. Place the pork belly in the pan, fat side down. Render out the fat. Stir until the pork belly is light golden brown. I think we have a beautiful color here. Y'all can see. Oh, add garlic to the pan. How about we need to chop the garlic? Hold up. All right. So I'm just going to move this. Let me turn it all the way down. All right, so this is moving on its own. I'm just going to continue to toss it and let our pork belly kind of slow down and simmer down, but I was supposed to add garlic to that. So let me switch my cutting board to the vegetable cutting board. And this calls for 10 cloves of garlic. So this is a garlic heavy recipe. It's gonna give us lots of flavor. Let's see. We might get 10 cloves just in this bulb right here. The whole thing is a bulb. Each one of these is a clove. So it says rough chop. So I'm just gonna smash them open, maybe cut 1 or 2 times and then toss them in here so that the pork can be, let me get a clean knife. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? FoodTokTV. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo. I need 10 cloves of garlic to cook with this pork. So we're just smashing those down and getting the smooth garlic out. And then we'll do a rough chop. I'm doing everything for you all from scratch, clearly. But you can buy garlic already peeled. You can buy it in the refrigerator section. You can also use minced garlic. You can even use the garlic paste. I think fresh is best if you can get it, but I'd love to give you all some substitutes that you can use. That's why I'm your substitute teacher. All right, so let's keep going. Lots of different ways to peel your garlic. I've seen all kind of gadgets, all kind of hacks. We're just gonna do it old-fashioned way. And then we'll do a little chop. So in the pan, we have our pork belly. I just turned the heat down, but we did get a nice browning on it. So we got that fat cap rendered before we turned the heat down. So if you're cooking anything, you can tell this recipe. We're gonna have like a broth. There's gonna be coconut milk and all kind of goodness in there. But when you cook it dry first, you can get that little crunchy outer shell, if you will, team texture in the house. All right, so almost done. Lots of garlic. So this recipe looks like it could easily feed a family of 4, but you can scale up or scale down on your recipes. Thank you all for tapping and sharing. Absolutely. Can you get a better angle of the food cooking? There you go. Let me know if that's better. All right. Almost done with the garlic, and then we're just going to chop this, rough chop 10 cloves. All right. I'll just do 1 extra just because I don't think you can ever overdo it with garlic. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, family food and great for leftovers. Absolutely. Okay, let's just go ahead and move some of the paper. And then we're just going to do a rough chop, which is literally like chop, chop. All right. So I'm just going to kind of go through here carefully over this hot pan. All right. Then we're going to put this inside, and I'm going to turn the temperature back up. It was on low. I'm going to turn it back up. We're going to put the garlic in here and the pork loin. Let me go to a medium. Uh-oh. And let me know if that's a better view. So that is a hack, depending on what you're baking. If you forget an ingredient or miss an ingredient, just turn the temperature down. Usually it'll be okay, but don't rush and don't, hurt yourself. It'll be all right. All right, we'll come back to this in a moment. I can smell it already. It smells incredible. All right, so we have our pork loin and we have our garlic. Now we're gonna add, our pork belly and our garlic. Now we're gonna add our pork loin. So this looks like a lot to me, but I think in the video he kind of made like a little hole in the center since it cooks faster in the center. So let me just kind of push it to the side. It smells incredible. It smells garlicky. It smells yummy. Now, I think that's all that I'm gonna do. Okay, emergency alert. Okay, hopefully everybody's okay. All right, so we got some extra pork. That'll work in a stir fry and everything. So let me clean my hands. Hopefully, let me make sure you all can see. All right. So again, this is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Welcome to FoodTokTV. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I am doing a Droolius. Droolius is here. Thank you so much. And he is watching on TikTok as well. Thank you, thank you. So please let me know how I'm doing. So this is Droolius's recipe, so you all can see what we're making. So we have our pork belly, we have our pork loin, and he says sprinkle with salt and pepper. So let me get in here with some seasoning because we definitely want the flavor to be in the food. So I'm gonna go kind of liberally. I don't have to worry about salt. I do have to worry about sugar, but salt is 0 calories. So, all right. I'm looking at his ingredients. It has a ½ teaspoon. Okay, I got my fan blowing, pepper in my face. So I'm going in pretty liberally with the seasonings, especially since this is quite the portion. All right, so hopefully you all can see. We've got our pork seasoned with salt and pepper. Now I'm not gonna taste it because we've still got some meat to cook, but once it gets cooked, we'll taste it and then adjust if we need to. All right, reduce the heat to medium and then add the soy sauce. So let me make sure our pork in the middle is coming along. Spicy pork adobo. Yes, we're making a Filipino dish, spicy pork adobo. So what we have so far is a pound of pork belly around the side. And we did brown that first. So hopefully you can see you got that nice browning. And then we have 10 cloves of garlic. And then inside here is some pork loin, or you'll probably call it boneless pork chop. Okay, so next we're gonna put the soy sauce in here. And it's gonna kind of cook and simmer and start the base of our sauce, okay? So for soy sauce, he calls for a ½ cup. So we still have a little bit of pink in here, but we're gonna go ahead and put some wet ingredients in here and let it start simmering, okay? So for soy sauce, this is what I have. This is dark soy sauce, and I learned that this is actually dark because of the color, not because of anything else. So I don't know if I have a ½ cup. Let's see. If I need to add something else to it, I'll show you all some other substitutes. All right. So we need to fill this up halfway. Welcome to FoodTokTV, Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. All right. So that is a ½ cup. We need twice as much. Let me show you all another substitute that I have that may work for you. All right. So I can tolerate soy. Not everybody can tolerate soy. I'm a teenage boy. I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys. We don't give them soy. So as a substitute, I use coconut amino. So this gives you a little bit of that soy flavor without soy sauce. So I'm just going to top up my dark soy sauce with the coconut aminos until I get to ½ cup. So we've got Droolius here. He's another cook. I'm doing his Filipino spicy pork adobo recipe. All right. So I'm just looking for pink on the pork. I'm going to stir it just a little bit. Then we'll add our soy sauce in here. And it will continue to cook. I've got this on a medium heat. Our pork belly is looking good. We browned that first. We've got 10 cloves of garlic in here. If you could smell it, it smells amazing. All right. So now we're going to put in our soy sauce and cane vinegar. This is a new one for me. I had to put in a grocery order. Maybe Droolius can let us know what cane vinegar is, but this came from the Asian mark. So we've got rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, all kind of different vinegars. This is my first time using cane vinegar. So we need a half cup of this, all right? So if anybody has used this before, or Droolius, you can let us know. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. It smells so good. It's kind of got a little bit of sweetness to it and that savory, like saltiness. So good. So you all can see that this is coming along with the soy sauce, so it'll continue to cook. And then we're gonna add in our cane vinegar. First time for me, but I'm either brave enough or dumb enough to do it here with y'all. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We're making a spicy pork adobo. So I'm just gonna distribute the soy sauce a little bit. And then we're gonna add that cane vinegar. Maybe that'll give us a little bit of sweetness. All right, so far, garlic, pork loin, pork belly, soy sauce, and coconut aminos. Now going in with the cane vinegar and water, a whole cup of water. So let's fill this up. Okay, so half cup soy sauce, half cup cane vinegar, 1 cup water. Stir in everything. I'm running out of space, but it's good. I'll stir gently so we don't splatter. But we just want to make sure all of those ingredients are combined, and you want kind of every piece of meat, if you can, to take that soy sauce bath, that vinegar bath. If you like Asian cuisine, garlic, really punchy flavors, I think we're gonna love this one. Okay. Add the bay leaves and cracked pepper. I'll add some more cracked pepper. I did order some bay leaves, so I have some bay leaves. We're gonna put 2 inside here and let it do its thing. Whew. Oh my gosh, just opening it up, they smell amazing. There's a little baby one here, so we'll do 3. Are you supposed to rinse these? I don't know. It says fresh herbs, but people are funny, so I'll just rinse these off. All right. And we're just going to put this in here so it can extract that flavor. And then some more cracked pepper. I'll do the big one. I'm going to go in pretty liberally. All right, so we've added our cracked pepper, you all can see, and I'll just give it 1 more stir, and then we're gonna let it simmer. We're gonna put the top on it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells so good. I think it's that vinegar. All right, so just let the liquid move that pepper around. I think everything is looking good. All right, so now, Julia says try using 1 bay leaf if it's fresh. You usually dry the bay leaves. Oops. Well, I put 3 in there. It's gonna be very herby, if that's even a word. All right, so let's clean up here. We're gonna let this simmer. I just have this on a medium. Again, welcome to FoodTokTV. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We are making a spicy pork adobo. So far inside this skillet, we have pork belly, which we browned, starting with the fat cap, and then we made sure that it was kind of brown on all sides. A pound of that, then we added a pound of pork loin, which is pork chop, boneless pork chop, and I just cut that into strips, so that's what the strips are. The cubes are the pork belly. Then we have 10 cloves of garlic, so it's very garlicky, very fragrant. I'm loving it. And then after that, we added a half cup of soy sauce, or I gave you a substitute for coconut aminos. If you can tolerate soy, then use soy sauce. If you're feeding boys, this is what I use for mine, coconut aminos. Half cup of soy, half cup of cane vinegar, which is a first for me. So I ordered this specially for this recipe. Not sure if you guys have ever seen cane vinegar. So very excited about a new ingredient. And then a cup of water. So you can see here, it's just gonna stew, it's gonna soften. We're gonna let everything get combined. While it's doing this, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. We've got some chilies to clean up, some chilies to cut up. I'll show you all what I have for that. Maybe we'll put away the pork and see what else is in this recipe. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Kumba. I appreciate you all. Welcome to Food Talk TV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo. So this is Droolius's recipe, and he's here walking us through it. Make sure you are tuned in and subscribe to Food Talk TV. Food Talk TV is for food creators. There's a new cooking stream every day, live cooking content. And I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. So you all are watching Foodie Fridays with Maggie. This is the goal. And so we've got our pork kind of doing its thing in here. You all can see it's coming along. Okay, so let's clean up a little bit. If you all could smell this, it smells so good. Manga says there's no onions. No onions, believe it or not. Let me see if I can make the comments a little bit bigger so I can see. Thank you. Over some rice. Yeah, Austin Powers says over some rice. So you can see in this recipe, Droolius serves his with rice. This is very common in Asian cuisine, in African cuisine, in Caribbean cuisine. I'm going to show you all my rice substitute. I'll go ahead and get it out now so you can see I'm using frozen cauliflower rice. So if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, trying to watch your carbs, maybe a little bit lower calorie, that's going to be a substitute for me. All right. Ah, yes. Julia says onions are an option in adobo. And I thought adobo was a seasoning, but I learned from Julius that adobo is actually a way of cooking. Maybe Julius, you can let us know. So I'm just letting this do its thing. Slow down, let it simmer. We have that fresh cracked black pepper everywhere, but it's coming along. All right, so let's move this. So we have some chilies, we've got some rice, we've got a few more things to do. If you all think you can beat your favorite Food Talk TV chef, make sure you tune into Grub Match, where you can challenge your favorite Food Talk TV chef with a secret ingredient. And okay, it's not so secret. I think cinnamon is coming up. All right, and Julius is telling us this is a regional version of adobo with coconut milk and spicy chilies from the Bicol region. Okay, hopefully I didn't butcher that. Julius is also here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm very excited. I met him at an event yesterday, and he gave me his recipe for the pork belly. And we're actually next month going to do a cooking collab live here in my kitchen. So if you all want to see Julius show me how to cook, I'm ready to learn. Ah, yes. Marge says you're Filipino as well. Ah, you guys have Filipino relatives. Okay, you all were talking about pork belly? Awesome. All right, so we used up the dark soy sauce. Some other options you all have seen, like kikkoman and different soy sauces. They have a lower sodium one. They have a gluten-free one. Lots of different options for soy sauce. Okay, so I just like showing you all what I'm using before I toss it. This one is Ching's, and this is a dark soy sauce, and that's for the color. Okay. All right, so again, we're doing Julius's recipe. We got our garlic, our pork. If I could jump in here, y'all, you see, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay, so let's clean up. We've got, oh, let me show you all what I'm using for rice. So I'm sure the authentic recipe has real rice on the side, but I am going to be using the cauliflower rice. This is just from Kroger. This is the frozen steam bag. So when we're ready, we're going to put this in the microwave, and this will be our rice dish on the side. So a serving of the cauliflower rice is only 25 calories. So if you're trying to cut back, that could be an option for you. So make sure that when you use cauliflower rice, you have something like this that's very savory, because by itself, it doesn't really have a flavor. So you want to make sure, and all this goodness that we're making here is going to be incredible. All right. So I'm going to leave that in the freezer until we're ready to go. Let's see what else. We have some chilies. I tried to get fresh, but this is what I got. These are chilies from the Asian market. So they were shrink wrapped and refrigerated or frozen. So we are going to cut up some of these. That's going to go inside our sauce. And Julia says you can customize it for your level of heat. You all can use the Ooh, April says dark soy sauce gives off a different flavor. You all can use the flames emoji and you can let me know how hot you like your adobo. So we've got some of these that we're going to chop up and then we're going to garnish with it as well as, I think there was some, is it green onion or chive? Let's see what we have here. Okay, we're going to add the coconut milk. So we're going to do our, yes. All right, so we've got some green onion there and some chilies for the garnish. So let's go ahead and start cutting that up. So I'm just gonna move this back so you all can see. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And let's get all the other veggies cut up because we will add some coconut milk to it and then let it simmer a little bit more. So once we get to, I'm just gonna give it a little stir and just check for any pink. Yeah, it looks really good. It's doing its own thing. It smells so good. Gabriel likes it spicy. April likes it spicy. You have some fresh Thai chili peppers in your freezer. Okay, let's cut those up now. I feel like I should be careful because this is usually where you do the chilies and then you touch your eye. Y'all know how it goes. I'm nervous. Should I get gloves or no gloves? How hot are these? I haven't used these before. Droolius wants it extra spicy. Okay, let's clean off the cutting board. We had our 10 cloves of garlic in here, so I'm just going to move this out of the way, dump this out. So we've got some green onion. I'll start with the green onion. Y'all said gloves. Exactly, right? You don't want me to be crying during the cooking stream. Let's dump this in the trash. All right, let's give it a little wipe. Okay, and again, welcome to Food Talk TV. It's Foodie Friday with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. We are making Droolius's recipe for Filipino spicy pork adobo. Y'all, this smells so good. I could just stand here and enjoy. All right, so it looks like for his presentation, he has some green onions. So since we're simmering this down, we're gonna go ahead and cut this. And then what we'll do is we'll take a taste of the pork. I wanna do the red chilies last because I don't want any accidents. But the recipe says to let it simmer for 30 to 40 minutes. But Julia says you can stop once the pork is kind of tender. All right, so let's cut up the green onion and then we'll test a piece of pork and see if it's got the flavor. You want the flavor all the way through. So we're letting it do its thing here. You want the flavor all the way through. Whoa. Okay. Something spicy just got in my eye already. I got a bad feeling. I got a feeling. Oh my goodness. I got a feeling. Okay. Oh. April says you're a nurse, but you live too far away to save me. Thank you, my dear. All right. We will do the chilies last. I'm kind of nervous about that. All right, so we've got some beautiful green onions here. This is just going to be a garnish. I'm sure you could put some inside, but I hate wasting. So I'm going to give these a rinse, and then we'll just go ahead and chop them. It's great for meal prep. Plus, I'm just vamping for time. Y'all can see this is just kind of doing its thing. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see. Okay. When you have time, go ahead and cut up your veggies that way. Julia says just use 2 chili peppers. Okay. When you have time, go ahead and cut up your veggies that way when you're making a stir fry, a soup, a salad, anything, they're ready to grab and go. So let's give these a rinse. All right. And let's dry them off. Let's just wipe this down. And remember your cutting board, this is the wet side. It'll pool into the groove. The other side is the dry side, all right? But I like this side anyway. So I'm just gonna line these up.
We will cut all of our green onions. We're just going to use a few as a garnish. And then we will give our pork a taste. So you all know with stewed meat, the longer you let it simmer, the more it absorbs those flavors and the more tender the meat becomes. So if you've got time, let it rock. All right, making sure y'all can see I'm just cutting off the stems here. I know some of y'all are great with the garden. You'll take these stems and grow a whole new plant. I'm better with fresh cut flowers. All right, so I'll just kind of do this. Let's do the stems because I believe what I see is just the green. I wonder what other herbs or garnish you could put on there. I like cilantro. There's no cilantro in this recipe, but if you like it, I love it. I'm sure you could do parsley. Basil is probably gonna go really well with the coconut. I know Marge says you don't need all that green onion. You are correct. I am just prepping my veggies because we got time. And then we will taste our pork because it's supposed to kind of simmer until the pork is tender. So we're just going to use a little bit of this for the garnish, but I'm just cutting it up and then I'll put it in a container. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo. This is Droolius's recipe, and I'm showing you all my substitutes. Inside the skillet, we have pork belly. We have pork loin, which is boneless pork chop. We have soy sauce, cane vinegar, 10 cloves of garlic, a cup of water, salt and pepper. So when we get this plated, we're just going to put a sprinkle of green onion on there as a garnish. But it takes that long to go ahead and cut it up. That way you're ready to go for an omelet or anything, because I've been wasting lately and I don't want to do that. All right. I'm going to make some space for the peppers. I'm nervous. All right, let's taste. All right, so let's take a look at our pork belly, and I'll just taste the piece for flavor and for tenderness. It's probably just been about 20 minutes. Oh, I forgot we have bay leaf in here. So I'm just kind of moving it around. It looks yummy. It smells incredible. Now I'm looking for a small piece to sample for kitchen snacks. So we'll taste it. And I'm also going to taste for salt and pepper. But that soy sauce is salty. So that'll add to the flavor as well. Okay. So let me get a spoon. And I don't know if you all can tell, our liquid is kind of cooked down a little bit. All right, so let's find a small piece. My mom says taste as you go. Now I'll temperature check it. Pork I think is done is like 165, but just for safety and to make sure. So make sure we're at Fahrenheit, and I'm just gonna go inside this big piece. 160, oh, 180. All right, so let me find a small, let's just go with this one in the center. Y'all, so much flavor, tastes incredible. Now I'm gonna let it continue to do its thing so it can soften even more. The flavor is infused very, very well. I would give it a 10 on flavor. For my tenderness, I'd probably give it an 8, but that's just the longer you can let it simmer, the meat will soften up. All right. So we need to open up the coconut milk. We're gonna pour the coconut milk in here to make it creamy, and the chilies. And I've been waiting, but I'm gonna get some gloves, and we're gonna cut these. He says use 4, but Droolius is on here and he's telling me to use 2. I'm a chicken. All right. I'm just gonna move slowly and be very careful where I put my hands. Let me go get some gloves. Okay, these aren't the best, but they're what we've got. So we're gonna open this up. I'm walking myself through it. You're gonna say the same thing, 2 to 3, right? I haven't forgotten the coconut milk yet. I'll go ahead and put it in. Y'all see how I'm a chicken here? Like I'm scared to get in these Thai chilies, but it's okay. All right, so we have a can of coconut milk. So we're gonna open this up and we're gonna pour it in there. So we're gonna add heat to the creaminess. So hopefully they will balance each other out. You think? I don't know. All right. But I do like tasting with each ingredient. Okay, so let's add the coconut milk and then taste again, and then the chilies. All right, so just doing its thing. All right, so the recipe calls for a whole can. Let me just confirm. 1 can of coconut milk. Looks beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's give this a little stir to incorporate. And it'll come back to a simmer. Again, if you don't eat pork or you don't want to use pork, Julia said this recipe can be done with chicken. So I'm just gonna let it kind of do its thing. We have the soy sauce and the cane vinegar, our pork belly. All right, so we've added the coconut milk. Let's let it come alive a little bit. And quit being a chicken. Tanya says remove the seeds. The coconut milk will take some of the heat. I know, you guys are right. Okay, welcome to FoodTokTV. I'm not going to be a punk. We're going to cut them up. We're gonna cut maybe 3 and then save 1 for a garnish. All right? All right. So we have our green onion. Not all of this is going in there. I'm just on the cutting board with the veggies. All right. So making sure you all can see. All right. We're going to slow it down. We're going to get some gloves on before we get in here with these Thai chilies. I know those of you all that are heat lovers are probably like, what's the big deal? But, you know, got to start somewhere. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to FoodTokTV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Today we are making a spicy pork adobo. This is Droolius' Filipino recipe. So I got these from the Asian market. So I'm just going to cut in here, and I'm going to carefully remove. That looks like 4, and then 1 for a garnish. All right. So I'll just leave this. Ooh, just opening it up, you can smell it. I'll leave it over here in line of sight. So this one looks like it'll be a nice garnish for the plate. So we'll leave that one there. And then I'll cut the small ones. All right. I'll cut 4. If my mom is watching, she'll be like, Maggie, but did you die? No, Mom, I didn't die. So this is a Filipino recipe. My family is from Ghana in West Africa. I see the seeds coming out. Y'all see all that heat coming out? I'm nervous. All right, let's get away from the stems. And we're gonna do, we're gonna do baby steps. We're gonna do a little bit and then stir, a little bit and then stir. This recipe is spicy. I'm following the recipe per the instructions. Okay, so I'm gonna take these stems. We're saving this one for the final plating. Thank you so much. Welcome to Food Talk TV. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Cooking it up for you all today. We are making a spicy pork adobo. Okay, so we have our chilies. Y'all, this coconut milk smells incredible. All right, I may have to turn that down. I'm gonna move this to the side. All right, so we've let it simmer. We've added the coconut milk. Add the chilies. Adjust the amount according to your heat preference. Thank you, Droolius. All right, so I did not remove the seeds. So over here on my left, we have 4 kind of small chilies, okay? So let's bring this down. We'll give it another little stir. I'll taste it since we've added the coconut milk, and then we'll add. So this is making a nice, what we would probably call a gravy in the South, maybe a curry in other places. All right, so the coconut milk, it's doing its thing. It went from having that like salty, sweet aroma, savory. Now it's got like a creamy, obviously milky coconut aroma. I like coconut, so I love it. And I know in Asian cuisine or in like Filipino, Thai cuisine, coconut is probably very common. All right, so we're gonna taste it with the coconut, and then we're gonna add some of the chilies, okay? All right, so we're made sure our pork is cooked through. We've got pork loin, which is pork chop, and we've got garlic. I'm just looking for a small one, y'all. I don't want to be too greedy because I taste as I go. All right. So we're gonna try this one. This is just with the coconut and the soy and the cane vinegar. Then we're gonna add the chilies in. One moment. And just in that 10 minutes, the meat is already more tender. All right, so we're going in. We have our chilies. Am I doing all of them? No. I'm gonna use 2 spoons so I don't touch it. And I'm gonna put 1 spoonful in here and stir and taste again. Y'all not gonna have me out here looking crazy. All right, so this was 4 chilies. So we'll do half. So this is what's gonna go in. Yay, the chilies. All right, I'll just put them there. All right, now we're gonna stir. Now, especially when you cook with chilies, those of us who grew up African food, Caribbean food, y'all can see it's kind of coming up to the top. I don't know if y'all can see the specks of red, and I can definitely smell it. I remember my mom, you know, when you cook for big families and you have big stewed pots of food like this, when you're serving the kids, I remember when we were little, when she would serve out our portion, she would check it to make sure the spicy pepper, because in a lot of ethnic cuisine, they put the whole pepper in there. This one is cut up, but mom would take the pepper out when we were little, so we didn't, you know, bite down into it eating fast. You know how kids do. Then as we got older, she would leave the pepper in there, and then when you bite it and you're crying, but what? Did you die? Oh. All right, so I've just kind of incorporated this around. You all can see some of the red flakes in here. We've got the chilies. So I'm gonna give it another taste with not the chili spoon. All right. Yay for the chilies. Welcome to Food Talk TV. It's Foodie Friday with Maggie. We're making a spicy pork adobo.
In here we have pork belly, pork loin, which is boneless pork chop, soy sauce, cane vinegar, water, garlic, bay leaf, salt, pepper, coconut milk. All right, let's give it one more taste. And then we'll put the top on, get our coconut, our cauliflower rice. I'm gonna taste this for heat. Get a little one off to the side. Taste it for temperature heat, all right? And if you can take it, put all 4 in there. The recipe calls for 4 chilies inside. Oh, it's good. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. It was starting to come up. I can handle it. Y'all, I'm gonna put the other chilies in here. It is that good. The creaminess of the coconut milk really cuts it. I felt a little bit of heat, but then it just kind of died down. So, woo, we're gonna do it, Droolius. All right, y'all, we're going back in. I'm using my chili spoons. The heat creeps up on you. All right, I can handle it. I can hear my dad now. Maggie, you're an African girl. Okay, so let's scoop this up with the seeds. We're gonna put this in here. So 4 chilies going in. In all seriousness, because of coconut milk, and then you're going to eat it with rice or cauliflower rice. You can stir that around. So I'm being very careful not to touch these and then touch my eyes or my mouth or anything. All right. So we're having 4 chilies, and they were kind of small, plus the seeds going in. All right. So we'll give it one more stir. Then we'll put the top on there, and then we'll get it ready to plate. All right, and this one we're leaving for the garnish. Y'all saw the picture? That's gonna be the garnish, and it will stay intact. All right? So I'm not gonna taste it again. We have committed to 4 chilies. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to Food Talk TV. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We are making a Filipino spicy pork adobo. I don't know if you all can tell, but it's starting to thicken up. That liquid is kind of cooking off. So again, in the recipe that Taylor has put up, the first simmer is like 30 to 40 minutes. The chili gets you. The second simmer is like another 20 minutes. All right, so I'm just gonna put the top on here, let it rock. All right. This is Droolius's recipe. This is an authentic Filipino recipe, and I'm trying it for the first time. April says, Maggie's, do your ancestors proud. You can hear them. Yes, we put all the chilies in here, all right? So again, this is Food Talk TV. Make sure you're tapping, liking, sharing. Thank you all for all of the support. Make sure you're tuned in. Grub Match is where you can challenge your favorite cooking creator on Food Talk TV. Special ingredient, I believe, coming up is cinnamon. If you think you can outcook your favorite Food Talk creator, make sure you're tuned in and subscribe and look for Grub Match. Okay, so let's go over what we have so far. For those of you all who just hopped in, this is what we're making. So we had a pound of pork belly cut into 1 to 2 slices. We had a pound of pork loin cut into 2-inch bite-sized pieces. 10 cloves of garlic. So this is very garlic heavy. I love it. Salt and pepper to season the pork lightly. Then we've got a half cup of soy sauce. I showed you all my substitute. I did half soy sauce and half coconut aminos. A half cup of cane vinegar. That's a new one for me. Then 1 cup of water. 2 bay leaves. I put 3 in there. Half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. So we peppered it up well. And then a can of coconut milk. 4 Thai chili peppers. We did all 4. And, all jokes aside, you all, you don't have to commit to all 4. Try 1, taste it. Try 2, taste it. That's what I did. If it's too hot, then you stop, all right? But don't put it all in there and then you're suffering. And then steamed white rice is what this is served with, all right? So now we are just letting it simmer. This is what we're making. If you have your jasmine rice or Thai rice or basmati rice or any leftover rice, this would be a wonderful. So that's the plating. All right, so now, and that's Droolius.
He's in the chat with y'all. This is his recipe. So thank you, Droolius, for sending this to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our cauliflower rice in the microwave. I'm excited, y'all. When it's time to plate, I'm excited. All right. Okay. So again, if you can have white rice, have some for me. This is what I'm using. This is the Kroger rice cauliflower. This is just the steam bag. So wherever you use rice in a recipe, casserole, chicken and rice, whatever, you can use rice cauliflower. It's a very neutral flavor, which means it has no flavor. So make sure you pair it with something that's going to really absorb. Okay. So we're going to put this in the microwave. Let's just do 4 minutes. 4 minutes, Dougie, pressure on. All right, which side up? This side up. So again, FoodTokTV is where we have live cooking streams every day. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I'm with you all on Fridays, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. So this is actually sugar-free. Yeah, I don't see any sugars. I'm just looking in the soy sauce. Yeah, a little bit of sugar in the coconut aminos, but very low sugar. Dairy-free because it's coconut milk. I like the coconut flavor. If you don't like coconut flavor, you could probably substitute heavy whipping cream. Let me know, Droolius. Thank you all for tapping, sharing. Thank you all for watching and enjoying. You could probably use heavy whipping cream if you don't like the coconut flavor, but I think coconut flavor in Asian cuisine, I love it. Caribbean cuisine, African cuisine, Asian cuisine, it's so good. So it's dairy-free because it's coconut milk, and then it is gluten-free because why? Thank you, Julius, for mentioning me. It is rice. When you think of gluten, think of dough, think of wheat, and this is served with rice. So if you can have the starch, serve it with white, fluffy, sticky white rice. If you're going to be low carb, like me, pre-diabetic, diabetic, any of those things you have to avoid, we're using cauliflower rice, all right? So it's in the microwave. As soon as it's done, we're going to open up the steam bag and put it on a plate, and then we're going to pour some of our beautiful, I'll taste it one more time, and then we will plate, all right? Oh, I'm excited. I'm very proud of myself. Ooh, that bowl looks very nice. All right, so 2 more minutes on the cauliflower rice. I thought I heard it end. Let me give this one little taste. Julia says regular adobo is made without coconut milk and chili, so technically you could have stopped earlier. Awesome. Okay. Y'all, this smells so good. I don't know, careful. I don't know if you all can see. We've got the chilies, we've got the bay leaf, we've got the pork loin. This could be a great date night meal. This is absolutely something you could cook together. Okay, the heat, when I take off the lid, is in my eyes. Let's taste, now that we added the heat. All right, so let's just find another small piece. This is with 4 chilies. This is a special regional recipe. Okay, omit the coconut milk if you want, absolutely, if you don't want it creamy. All right, so let's give this a try with the 4 chilies. Okay, wait a minute. Y'all. Okay, it calms down. It comes up and then it calms down. The coconut milk really helps with the heat because it's kind of got that like creamy mouth feel, so it doesn't like give you that zinger that just the proper chili would. And every time I taste it, the meat is more and more tender. Now I've been tasting the pork loin, which is the pork chop. We have the pork belly here. I'll save that for the plating. All right, so let's get it together. 20 seconds on rice. All right, so let's clean up. Mom said clean as you go. So we are done here. And let's see if we can make a beautiful presentation. All right, y'all, wait a minute. I'm okay. I'm all right. Let's get a bowl. Our cauliflower rice is done. All right. So I'm going to try and make the presentation like Droolius did. So let me see how he made his. Again, welcome to FoodTokTV. We are wrapping up. This is our spicy pork adobo. This is Julius's recipe. He's guiding us through it in the chat. So we have pork belly, pork loin, garlic, bay leaf, salt, pepper, coconut milk, soy sauce, cane vinegar. Did I miss something? All right. So we're going to do half rice, then we're going to do half the adobo, some green onion, and the chili. All right. Let us begin. Let the plating begin. So I'm just going to turn it down. You can let it continue to simmer. It will just continue to soften. Okay. All right, careful with the steam bag. Let me just get a towel. Because just like steamed veggies, you know it's hot. And you can eat this whole bag. This whole bag is 100 calories, 25 calories per serving. So if you wanted to do a low carb option, you absolutely could. So we're gonna cut this up, cut this open. And again, I'm using cauliflower rice as a lower calorie substitute. That's why I'm your substitute teacher. If you want the full flavor, by all means, use regular rice. All right, so this is the cauliflower rice, just in the steam bag. Y'all, those chilies, it's okay. I'm a trooper. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the whole bag. All right, making sure you all can see. Cauliflower rice for me. All right. So I'm gonna kind of smooth it out because we have like a whole mountain. This could be a beautiful presentation. I'm doing half. I'm gonna put our adobo on the side and try and recreate the thumbnail. All right, so we have that. Now we are going to, all right, we got our pork belly on here. Now, if you had let it cook maybe like 20 minutes longer, or maybe with the lid off, some of that moisture would escape and it would be a thicker curry, if you will. But I'm looking here. Oh yeah, okay. All right, let's get in here. So we have our rice. The sauce will go great with the cauliflower rice. I agree. So I'm getting in here. I'm just kind of filling up that bottom side. Let me put this down because it's hot in my hand. And let's do it this way so you all can see. So I'm going to avoid the bay leaf. I'm going to do all right. And then I'm just going to do some extra sauce on the side. This could be, you know, if you want 2 portions, if you're doing OMAD, 1 meal a day. Got a big piece of garlic in there. So this is what we have so far. I am going to clean up a little bit on the sides. So let me unplug this and just let it rock. I'm sure this will heat up wonderfully the next day. If you're doing low carb options, Droolius says he's done this over like spinach or cabbage. You could definitely do it just over veggies. All right, so we're gonna do our green onion and our chili. Since we eat with our eyes first, I'm just kind of cleaning the bowl. Get a little splatter with the ladle, that's fine. All right, so this is what we have so far, and we are going to add the green onion. So I'm just going to get a pinch of green onion from what we chopped earlier. All right, I'm looking at his presentation. I want to make it perfect. I want to make Droolius proud. All right. So we're just going to put, I want a little bit more. I dropped some over here. Okay, just a little bit more for me because I like green onion. All right, and then we're going to get our red chili. Where are you? All right. And then we're just going to put this on here. Almost done. We'll get ours. You can do it over some pancit also. I don't know what that is, but let me know. Green onion, okay. All right. We made our spicy pork adobo. Okay, so let me take a picture. Mine is on cauliflower rice. So again, this is Droolius's recipe. This is what we were trying to recreate. And this is what I made. How'd we do? Looks good? Okay, I'm excited. Woo! All right, so let's take a picture, several pictures. I want it to be perfect. All right. I'm so excited. It's the little things. So this will go up on FoodTokTV's website. Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. This is your spicy pork adobo. This is a Filipino recipe by Droolius, and I've customized it with my substitutes. So we use some coconut aminos. We also used cauliflower rice instead of rice. All right, so let me do a quick video. All right, everybody, let's taste. I did well. Oh, Marsh says coming from a Filipino, I did well. That means so much. So I don't know if I eat this with chopsticks, if I eat this with spoon and fork, if I eat this with just spoon. Maybe you all can let me know. I want to just get in here. Droolius is everywhere. I see you. Okay, I gotta try the pork belly. I was waiting. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna get in here. I've been tasting the small pieces. Let's get in here. Let's get some of that green onion, some of that cauliflower rice. Hot. I know it's a big bite, but I'm going in. Y'all. Oh my goodness. Searing that pork belly in the beginning. It has like even with all of the sauteing, it has like I wouldn't say charred, but it has like a caramelized kind of something going on. We did it! I'm so excited. Woo! I'm so excited. Okay, let me get in here with a spoon. Y'all say eat it however you want. All right, so let's get some rice. I would probably do some extra green onion because I like really oniony. Let's get a big old spoon of everything. Put some extra onions on there. One more bite and then we'll be done. Y'all, I want to throw this spoon, but it'll be loud. Don't be, I was just about to say, don't be afraid of the heat. It comes up, but it goes back down. Y'all, you got to make this. Spoon and fork. Oh my God. I think Julia said you eat on the spoon. You kind of use the fork to shovel it in here. Oh my gosh, y'all, my nose is running, but so good. An extra onion for me. I'm about to tear this up. Oh my God.
If you like a lot of flavor, if you like a punch, if you don't mind a little bit of heat, hello everybody, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And the longer you let it simmer, that meat just gets more and more tender. Good Lord, it is amazing. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Maggie. Foodie Fridays with Maggie on Food Talk TV. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Thank you for liking, tapping, sharing. Thank you for the hearts. I see you all coming through. If you love the heat, you'll love this recipe. If you love flavors, you love this recipe. If you love food, you will love this recipe. Taylor has already posted it up with my substitutes. Thank you, Droolius, for letting me know what to do with pork belly. Y'all, this is incredible. And the heat is a good kind of heat. It makes you feel like, I don't know, it's good. It's like warm. It's like a warming heat. It's not like a fire heat. It's good. Make sure you're subscribed to Food Talk TV, different live cooking creators every day of the week. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I'm with you all 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Also, make sure you're tuned into Grub Match, okay? Grub Match is going to allow you to challenge your favorite Food Talk TV creator with a special ingredient. Show what you've got. I think they just did coconut. Next is cinnamon. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it so much. And we will see you all next Friday. All right, TikTok. Thank you all on Food Talk TV. I appreciate you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for watching. All right, everybody. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody on Instagram. All right, now you have me all to yourself. Let's see what you guys are saying over here. Y'all, this is good. It's got me sniffling a little bit, but it's good. All right, we got Veggie. Excuse me, Veggie is here. Hello. Trombone King says, good afternoon, evening. God bless you and your family. Hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you for the blessing. Raina says, good evening. Julius is here. He says he can't wait to see me cook the recipe. Maybe you're still on Instagram. I'm done on TikTok, but y'all, this is dinner. This is yummy. Hello, Nine Epotes, Kels says happy Friday. Jessica is here. Kel says it sounds good. Thank you all so much. Killis is here for the pork belly. I know, you and your ribs, right? I'll never, every time I think of ribs, rib tips, rib anything, let me leave that here for anybody who's just hopping in. Christina says, yum. Gilmore says, hey, auntie. Hello, my dear. Nine Epopes says, first time on this channel. We put a bell on you, ma'am. Thank you. I hope that's a good thing. Oh, you like the presentation. Thank you. Looking good so far. Thank you, Droolius. Yes, y'all are liking the recipe. And I did link it. This Instagram is linked in the description. Anytime I recreate someone's recipe, I always link it for you all, okay? Kel says, yummy. Julia says, this is a family meal and it's great for leftovers. Yes, y'all, anything like this where the flavors combine, it's going to be even better heat up the next day. And I'm doing the low carb version with cauliflower rice. I promise you, because the stew or the curry or the gravy, whatever you call it, this has so much flavor, it feels like it's rice. It's just a little bit lighter than, like a sticky rice, but it's so good. We got Linda here. Wannabe is here. Sabrina says, hey, Maggie. Jessica says, exciting. Yes, y'all. Droolius is here in Atlanta, and he is going to come next month. We're going to actually do a live in-person collab in the kitchen. Jessica's here for it. Never heard of it? Me either. Shout out to the pork belly recipe. All right. Excited. Sabrina says, just came in. Are you using pork belly or pork loin? Both. So this recipe calls for pork belly and pork loin. She says pork belly can be expensive these days. It probably was, but I wanted to make this recipe. So this is a treat. Other cuts are great substitutes, and you love pork belly, especially with sticky white rice. Yeah, that sounds really yummy, y'all. Julia says, yes, it smells so good in here. Indeed. Y'all are laughing. Hello, Delphin. Thank you so much for being here. Sheena says, hey. Lady C says, afternoon. We got, oh, Sheila. I love it when you come to class, Sheila. Yes, we put the gloves on to cook the chilies or touch the stems. That's a great point. I don't know what's going on here. Hello, Jurgen is here. Happy Friday. Ron, I'm going to put you up on the board. Thank you for the $19.99. Woo. So this was the pork belly that we cut up. I didn't put all of it because I was running out of space, but you all can see it's nice and thick and it's got that fat cap on it. So I'll pack that up for leftovers.
And then this was the pork loin. This was the pork chop that I just cut into strips. All right. So the recipe calls for a pound of each. And this could easily feed for thank you so much, Ron Alexander for the 1999. Very gracious. It's been a while. We've missed you, but thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for giving. You didn't have to do that, but I am so grateful. Wannabe says it's looking good. Ron says, I like spice, but my body reacts easily to it. I feel like I would be sweating the whole time. Y'all hear my struggle fan over here? Look. But it's a good heat. This is not the kind of heat that you regret. This is kind of like you just feel like a little bit flushed. You feel like a little warmth from the inside. It's hard to explain because the coconut milk takes it away. Looking good. Darling says Dougie Fresh Restaurants. Y'all know I am such a nerd, but thank you. Hey, Greg's looking good. Thank you, Julius. Looks bomb. Now you're hungry. Hello, Deron. Julius says I did great. Thank you for making this special regional Filipino dish. So nice to meet you. I met Julius at the YouTube event here in Atlanta, y'all. There's a couple more coming up. I love meeting other creators. So when I find a cooking creator, a food creator, I'm like, oh, yes. And he asked for a collab, so I'm so excited. Yes, I remember you when I see ribs. Lady C says it looks good. Is it linked here? Yes, if you all expand out the description and you should have, let me see. Droolius has a blog, and if one of my moderators can find his blog and put the link to the recipe, because he sent it to me, but it's Droolius.com. Go to Droolius.com, and this is the Filipino pork adobo. All right, you can find it. One of my moderators could drop it. Can't wait to cook with me. I'm so excited. Yes, thank you for joining the chat. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm doing well, Greg. Thank you. It's a weekend. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Unta, Gina, Ruda, Chachi, BN, Prince, Kanda, Healed, Dante. Thank you, Julius, for the flames. He was watching everywhere. Hello, Shrito. Hello, everyone. All right, so while I'm saying hello to Instagram, let me go ahead and give you all the announcements. So today's Friday. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content. Tomorrow's stream, Lucy and I will be talking about more tattoos. Why? But anyway, and then I think tonight is the Kevin Samuels episode, so I'll be reacting to that probably on Sunday. A couple announcements from me. Ladies, if you're interested in learning how to dine, hello, McGinder. If you all are interested in learning how to dine, please share with your professional ladies, students. Hey, Lucy. Hello, everyone. I have a dining masterclass I'm hosting in partnership with Neiman Marcus. It's going to be Saturday, December 7th here in Atlanta in the private dining room. So you can go to teachablemoments.com. We're going to have a 5-course meal, champagne, red wine, white wine, coffee, tea, starter, main, dessert, appetizer, champagne, all of that stuff, where you all can learn how to dine with elegance and class in privacy. Ask all the silly questions. I will teach and you all will eat. You can go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com, and there is a discount code for you all. You can take $50 off with code Maggie. So please share, because ladies, how we conduct ourselves when dining with others is important. Hello, Overweight. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all like the cooking? Hello, Mike. Hello, everybody. And then ladies who are interested in relationship teaching, hello. Lucy and I are teaching 4 weeks of wife lessons. That's going to be starting November 2nd. Workbooks are going to be going out soon. So if you are interested in learning about what is marriage, what is a wife, what is a husband, from those of us who have marriage experience, we will teach you in private Zoom sessions over 4 weeks. You have lifetime access, bonuses, a workbook, and that's coming up in November. And there's another discount code for you all. That is code WIFE. And you can go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com if you're interested in our advanced content. All right, that is it. I'm going to sit down and eat my pork adobo. Even if I eat half, I'll pack up the rest. But this is wonderful. And Julius, it was my absolute honor to cook your dish. I hope I made you proud. And thank you all so much. Thank you, Ron Alexander, for being the stream sponsor. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Lucy and I are streaming. I believe it's 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So just stay tuned, make sure your notifications are on, and I will see you all on the next one. Happy Friday, looking good. Oh, we got Jeff. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for being here. I was just saying, I'll be watching Kevin Samuel's channel tonight, and then I'll react to it probably Sunday. All right, thank you all so much for being here. Yes, and you all check out Droolius.com. That's his blog. This is his spicy pork adobo recipe. So I wanted to make him proud. I met him yesterday at the YouTube event. This is his regional Filipino recipe with rice. And I made a version that I started eating on cauliflower rice. So it's actually really, really tasty, y'all. Okay? Thank you all so much for being here. Ta-ta, everyone. See you all tomorrow night with Lucy. All right? Aye! Yes, absolutely. Y'all go to the blog and follow Julius on all platforms. Okay, everybody? See you tomorrow.